Hello, my dear Sagittarius. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between November the 1st to November 15, 2016, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So, November 4 to 5, we will be able to see Taurus meteor shower that will radiate from the constellation of Taurus. So, if you have the time and a clear sky, you can go out around midnight or shortly after and look at so-called falling stars. November 14, we will have the full moon, the second supermoon for 2016 out of 3 supermoons. The first one was October 16. So, it might look slightly larger and brighter than usual. October 30, new moon in daytime. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light. There you. I call the 4 archangels in the 4. I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Sagittarius viewers. I want my dear Sagittarius to have love in their lives. I want you to be guided towards a loving relationship. I also want you to have creative success and also be able to have some spiritual growth and personal growth and be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So, I want you to be able to fulfill the reasons why you are here on earth at this time. So, what's in store for Sagittarius the first half of November 2016? Okay, so it's ready. So I'll just tune in a little bit. Okay. This is your future. This is your now, and this is the past. The now is probably the time between the first half of November 2016. But whenever you watch this is fine. So, the first card I have for you, Sagittarius, is 6 of Cups. So, 6 of Cups is a beautiful card about past life and childhood. And it's kind of healing those situations where that didn't really was to its best. Like, it didn't happen exactly as the way that could have been, like, in the best intentions of yourself. That indicate, like, karma, childhood trauma, things like this. And it's time to heal it at this time. For some of you, this might have been a kind of reconciliation between family members, old friends, maybe a past lover coming back. Something that have felt like healing to your heart. For some of you, this can also indicate that you're missing someone from the past, or you're thinking about a beautiful time in the past when everything was kind of dreamy and okay. But it's a beautiful card about healing and about being, like, in line with your source and sharing equally in your relationship, like being very sweet to one another and wanting to do what's best for also the other person, not only yourself. So it's a sweet card. And when we're hoping for lost lovers to come back, that's the card we want to have. Okay, so, and here we have 2 of Cups. So it seems like this might have going on in your life, that you might have had someone that came back to you, or that you wished for someone to come back to you. And it can also be like you have admit to yourself that you love someone from the past. And 2 of Cups is a beautiful card also for partnership, friendship, family, like being able to talk on this one-to-one level, like on a really deep connection, like soul connection, like a talk that both persons will benefit from. And for some of you, this have mean that you have someone from the past has come back to you and make some kind of reconciliation, or you came back to them and Two of Cups is when you have like, yeah, binded your bonds together. You see how beautiful they are connected. So that's a really sweet card. Those precious times in life when you find back your way back to someone. But for some of you, it can be like like what I said, that you have recognized that you want someone back in your life. And the next card is Four of Pentacles. So number 4 is a very, very stable number. It's like the 4 corners of a house. Very stable. It's stability. It's a rectangle. It's foundation. And here we have a 4 of Pentacles. And it is can kind of go both ways. Sometimes you need to have this strong foundation and rules and regulations and boundaries towards other people, and also like when it comes to your money, like how much money you spend and don't spend. But sometimes it can be like too much of a rigid pose, like too much stability, like you don't let love into your life. Maybe it might have come, but you might have not let it in, or you reach out to someone and they didn't let you in. But it can also be a beautiful picture of a love relationship that have been reconciled, and you are together and it's really stable. But you see, it's indicated by this person here on the picture that they are crossed their arms around their heart chakra, and they're also put some penny there, and they are stamping on some penny. So it's kind of not wanting to give. It's kind of, this card is called the Miser in Osho Zen Tarot. This is the Witch's Tarot. So sometimes it's a person that wants to keep like their face intact. They want to not give their love to you. They are welcoming your love to them, but they don't want to give it back. Sometimes it's like this. But it can also be like you're longing for someone, you want them to come back, and the relationship is really stable, but it might be that you're not really connecting. For some of you, it can even be like you're not talking or not even seeing each other for the moment. And it may be that you both love each other, but you are stubborn. So you don't want to express this, because then the other one will get the power in the relationship, and that would be dreadful. Yes. Here we have Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles is a card about taking things step by step. You had Two of Cups here cornering the Four of Pentacles, and you have a Two of Pentacles on the other side. So it seems like maybe you need to take this relationship like step by step. Maybe it's someone not really ready to commit and to level up to the next level. Maybe there are some frightened feelings here. Maybe there are some persons that's kind of shutting out love because they fear that they would be put in a spot, kind of, or that they will put like in a vulnerable spot, you can say. This is a person trying to juggle 2 different situations, so it seems to be rather stressful. So of course it could be a person that has more than one lover. It could be you having to deal with both, maybe partner, work, family, things like this. Like you have too much on your plate, maybe. So the advice from this card is, of course, to take things one step at a time. You don't need to rush things. You don't need to solve more problems than you can solve like right now, and try to not keep all the problems in your head. Like, I need to do this. Maybe write it down and leave it there, and you can check the list like once a week or something, and just solve the problems that's on hand right now, like not to stress your system too much. Okay, so you see the ocean here is kind of bulging, so it's your emotion can be a little unstable, and it can be like a roller coaster. For some of you, it can be a relationship that's kind of like this, that one person reaches out and then they are unavailable, and it's making you on a kind of an emotional roller coaster here. Okay, so sometimes you can think of the person as a player, like, but it's more like they are egocentric in some way. Here you have a Page of Swords, so that could be the kind of person that you're dealing with in this situation. like a person that's really loving you, but are afraid to show it because they have learned to take care of themselves, and they are not like, they are fearing to being consumed in a relationship, or they fear to be like that they will open their heart to you and then you will steal it and you will go away. So it's kind of not such a brave person. It might be a person that's really smart, really good on taking care of themselves, but they are not really so brave that they can offer themselves to love. It's kind of, they want to watch and see. They want to investigate you first and see if they can trust you. And it might take a lot of time. It's like a sacrifice of a lot of time. For some of you that having a younger partner, maybe, that could be an issue, that this person is not mature enough to take the certain steps in the relationship that's handed out to them. They might love you really much, but they are afraid. They are not so experienced. With the page, it's like a really young person, not so highly developed, maybe not so experienced. And it can also be like a family situation where we have a teenager, maybe a rebellion against the family rules, and maybe doing some things that might not be fully like legal. It might be that they are a bit outside the law, but it's it might be just a teenage phase that they are going through. And if it's a relationship, then the other person is really immature and maybe looking for their best interests. Most of it, they are not so mature that they can see to both best interest. Okay. And for some of you, it's of course like you are working with your inner child, but it seems to be very, very hurt one. And you have the 6 of Cups here. It might be indicated that a old kind of karmic situation is coming back and it's time to solve it. So we had a 6 of Cups, like kind of a situation coming back. You got a new chance to fix this. And it's already feeling like you're really sad and that the situation has gone out of hand, and the other person might be like really hurtful to you, not supportive. You don't feel loved. You don't feel like, might feel really lonely, even though in a relationship. But it's a bridge there between you, kind of. It's a lot of calluses that has been spilled, but it's still 2 standing. And you also have this treasure chest. It doesn't glisten, so it might not be so. It's like you don't care anymore. It's like you are getting really, really sad and disappointed at this point in time. But it's actually good, because it's like, as I said, it's like a new chance to fix something. It can be like a really old wound from your original family, or it can be like a certain like kind of circle that you go on in your relationship, like the same kind of mistakes over and over. And now it's like that kind of circulation again, and you have a new chance to actually wake up and see what's going on and take some other turns and not do the same mistakes over and over again. And here you have an Ace of Swords. So Ace of Swords is a beautiful card about watching your problems from above. And we have the Page of Swords here with an eagle kind of symbol here. It's a necklace. He also have this on his arm, and this is a falcon, so but it's a bird of prey, both of them, and they watch things from above, and they also out to eat the things that they see, of course. So that's what I mean with this Page of Swords being a bit egocentric and maybe watch out for their own needs. But it seems like you can learn from this, and from your side also take in this kind of watchfulness, and maybe learn to be a bit watchful as well, to not throw yourself to the birds of prey, maybe. Okay, So be a bit more awake. You might have a really romantic idea of what will happen when you start a relationship, but really it's a lot of work. This is like the Ace of Swords. It's like blood, sweat, and tears, and victory at last. So it's kind of a test. It's kind of a assignment. It's not an easy thing, but many people long to be in this situation where they actually can have a person to love, even though it seems like you might have them but not really have them, kind of, in this situation. But it's a situation that you can learn from. And so try to dry your tears a little bit, feel your feelings, it's okay, but also be very mindful of exactly what's happening in the relationship. And it's like you need to be not so a little less naive in this situation, more awake. Okay, yes, we have a Two of Swords here as well, so 1, 2 swords, and it comes underneath the Four of Pentacles, so it definitely seems like you have some communication flaws. You have a lot of twos here, 2, 2, 2. So it's like two individuals that has really trouble to make like a third thing out of this, to make a relationship out of this. It's like you are two strangers in a relationship. It's like you're not talking with each other, and not wanting to feel your feelings either. But you have the antenna out here anyway, like trying to see things from a logical way. But it's only like 10% of the story. You need to have access to your feelings as well, to be able to guide you, because your feelings is kind of your alarm system telling you when a relationship is going south. So you can communicate this with your partner, like, this is how I feel, this made me angry, I heard you say this thing and my heart dropped. Communication. This is what seems to be needed here. It's very deserty feeling to all those cards. See the coloring here, it's very pale and beige. So it might be that some of you are very like discontent with your relationships as well. Like it's it's there, but it's only like kind of everyday thing to it, and it's like it's not growing anywhere. It's kind of stale and not very, it doesn't run really deep, even though it seemed like you have the best intentions. It's 2, 2, 2, so it's very like two individuals, no connection really. And underneath the Two of Pentacles here, it's 7 of Cups. So 7 of Cups together with 2 of Pentacles isn't the best scenario. It's kind of a person that either it's like a person about to fool you, about to like put blue dunsters in your eyes, make you see the world like to what they want you to see, but it's no substance to it. And you can also be like betrayed by a person. They are only looking out for their best interest, and they may have others in this relationship. So the 7 of Cups is of course also that disappointment that appears and reappears. It's like the same, whatever you do, whatever you try, you're back in the same pitfall, the same kind of problem, the same kind of betrayal, the same kind of thing envisioning in itself. And what to do about this? It's you need to go through your feelings. You need to be mindful of your feelings, trying to put a lot of attention to them, so you will find out what it is that you're always coming back to. It's some kind of thing that you don't want to see. It's something, it's like a lead. It's like you're a police here trying to investigate a murder. And this thing is about you. It's about what happened to you that's making you create the same kind of hurt for yourself over and over again. So what can be going on here? It's this is kind of a situation which you dream of, but always like goes south, turns sour in some way, turn into the same kind of disappointment as always. It's kind of giving you the hint that you are not worthy of this, Okay, so you need to go back to the first time when someone did this to you. And it's trouble because it can sometimes be when you were really, really young, or it can be in a previous lifetime. So the only really clue you have is to investigate your feelings. And it seems like you are having trouble with investigating your feelings because you have shut them out. You see that this crossed arms over the heart chakra is like reappearing here. So the feelings is a communication system. It's not there to hurt you. So try to start feeling your feelings so you can communicate with your original wound and try to find out what's really there, what's really going on. So it might be that you have some kind of programming that your parents didn't love you, so no one will love you ever, ever. And this is what you are creating again and again until you are kind of putting a lot of attention and healing. Yes, beautiful, healing that wound. Here's the star, so that's healing. And you see it comes underneath this child. So it might be like you have a orphan child or someone that people didn't really take care of that's in need of healing and in need of attention. And you see the water that this person is mixing. It's kind of the emotions that you have been working with, and you need to heal yourself. You need to heal your inner waters, okay? And you are being guided by the divine. So it's a lot of hope with this. It's a lot of potential. You can fix this. It's a storch here, or maybe it's ibis. I'm not so good with birds. Maybe it's ibis, but both those cards stands for spiritual growth and renewal, especially about emotions. So it's very beautiful. It's actually an answer to your prayers here with the star card. And it started here with a need of healing or a chance of healing. And as this tricky situation is developing, it's actually there to awaken you so you can put attention to what is and heal it. It's the only thing you need to do. It's boring, it's painful, and it's almost like you can't bear it, but you need to do it anyway. When you have your free time, instead of watching telly, you can curl up like in fetal position in your bed and feel the most uncomfortable feeling in your body. And that will actually be a healing process. And you can also do a lot of other things like paint this feeling or make a fairy tale out of it or write it down, like everything what you feel and how it looks like for your inner vision, if you can envision it. Okay, so here's how things will develop in the future. So we have the sun here, and the sun and page of swords actually have something in common. This bird of prey is an eagle, and the eagle is like the big spirit taking your prayers to the sun. And so this is a child of the sun. So even if they are a bit, like you see, this person has a sword, this person is unarmed, so they still have this kind of connection, like being really sharp, seeing things like really clear, seeing things for what they are, even though they are a bit like suspicious and all. They still have this thing with being able to see things clearly as they are, without projection, without like telling like a beautiful story for yourself that isn't really true. This is a good start, because if you can do this, if you can see what's really there, you can start changing it into what you really want. And then you need to figure out what you want, because it might not be really clear for you. You might have a lot of like unclear vision about what you really need. So even though this person is a bit suspicious, and this one, the more like divine sighting of this isn't, it's still like the same kind of message, clarity, to see things as they really are, to hear things as they're really being said, to not like try to, fool me. Fool me. As long as you stay with me, please fool me, okay? So you need to see things really clear. And when people are acting like crappy towards you, you need to tell them, like, and not expecting them to change, but expecting yourself to put up boundaries. So if someone is stepping over your boundaries, making you sad, making you feel like you're worth nothing, then you need to tell them, and you need to put out a boundary, like, this is how I want to be treated. And if they can't deliver that, you might need to cut them off, even if you love them. It's kind of you telling the universe what you want and what you don't want. And it's a tough lesson, but it's something that you are about to learn, to see things really clear from above, being very clear about your feelings, like what you really want. The horse is a very sensitive creature. It goes on feeling almost alone. It's a escape animal, so it's very in tune with their feelings, so they can be easily frightened. And they are also brave and big-hearted, and they love, and they are very they are being kind even though they don't need to. So this is kind of your feelings and your strength, and like your soul, kind of like your soul, how it's expressed itself in the world. And this is your inner child, and this is your soul here, and this is of course the common soul, the sun, but it's like the picture is very beautiful of your soul, your inner child, and your feelings, like the instincts that you have and that you need to learn how to use. And the next card for you is Nine of Swords, and it comes underneath this knowledge that you have got of this connection you have to a certain person or a group of persons, friends, colleagues, your relatives, family members. It can be a child as well. Ace of Swords is kind of you are getting a knowledge that this relationship isn't as good as you hoped it would be, that you dreamed it would be. So it has some great flaws, and it's up to you to really face them now and see them and act upon them and try to change your situation, because this is a situation that deteriorates and might lead to you being depressed or being like physically ill because of all the pressure. So there's a lot of information that you have gotten here that you might not have really listened to because you wanted this fairy tale to be true, and it might be in the future, but it seemed to not be this right now. It seemed to be a lot of issues to work through, and the problems is here to wake you. They are not here to make you stumble or to make you fall. They are here to wake you. You see, waken, like also with the sun here. And Nine of Swords is what I told you to do. Instead of watching movie, go and lay on your bed and just feel these feelings. And because attention is healing. You know, if a child is sad, when you give it attention and you maybe take the scraped knee and like blow a little of your breath on it and say, well, now it's healed, and the child will go happy again and play because they have gotten the attention. That was exactly what that feeling needed. Like, yeah, okay, we have it under control. The knee is still there, so it's okay. So this is kind of what you need to do against your own inner child that has been maybe a bit neglected. So you can have this person, this immature person on your outside, but as we mirror each other, you probably have this person also on your inside, like a little scared person that's don't really know how to get love in their lives. And yeah, it might be a really like a rich going here. We'll see. Okay, it's bettering up here in the end. It's a Four of Wands. So you have a Four of Pentacles, that's a stability. Four of Wands is a great stability. It's like problem solving, you know, harvest feast, celebrating this problem being solved. But central here we have the Two of Swords. This is like two people maybe not speaking to each other, in need of maybe talking and saying I'm sorry, or have a closure, or decide something for the future. And it can also be you being very stubborn with not wanting to feel your feelings. But the Four of Swords is something different. It's actually healing. It's like going through a lot, you know. You have put a seed to the ground, or you have plowed the land first. You have, I don't know the name in English, but you have make it more like you can put a seed on it anyway, and you have watered and you have watched it all summer, and it has grown on its own mean, but you have put a lot of work into the harvest. So this is kind of what you are doing in this, your spiritual growth and this relationship or this kind of situation which you're in. And it seemed to, like, in the end you will have something to celebrate, like you made it, you kind of did it. You kind of went through all this hardship and put down a lot of work, and you will find a new stability for yourself. A new stability which doesn't include the closed heart chakra. It's actually a more liberated stability. See this crossed heart chakra, and here it's like more liberated because you have been so much more courageous now when you can face your fears, face your pain, and see that it won't kill you. You have become a much more braver person and a more free one, a person that, you know, aren't dependable upon what other people do anymore, because you have got your own stability, your own inner center, where everything, like every obstacle have been resolved, and every opposite has been like leveled out. It's you building up a new you, like a new foundation for yourself. So it's very, very good. Okay, and here we have a Page of Cups. So, okay, what's actually happening here in the situation you're trying to handle, or someone is trying to handle a lot of pressure here with the Two of Pentacles, and it's kind of building up like, you know, a wave here behind this person. And it's all those cups, like it's kind of illusions, it's kind of dreams being made but not being like really worked on, or not really, it's kind of that you are not talking about it. You can have like certain demands on a person that's really important for you, and you want them to level up with you, but you haven't really addressed this, and you haven't really been brave enough to poke your dreams a little bit and see if there's there's a solid person there that really wants to share this with you, or are you out in the blue making like a balloon of it. And here the wave is actually hitting, but you see there's no stress with this girl because she has learned to actually face whatever fears come her way, whatever feeling will come her way. She's friends with them, and she's friends with them because she communicates with them. She has learned the language of her feelings. So if she noticed that she or he, this is a child again, notice that their partner in whatever area have not been like really truthful, or they are not really there for them. They are not a solid like someone to lean on, and they might not share even the same common goals. They take this information, the truth, and they are really brave about it, and they are more happy about being like in knowing the truth instead of being fooled with a lie, because when you know the truth, you can do something about your situation. When you are lied to, and when you don't discover the lie because you want to be lied to, because you want to stay in the illusion, because you want to have that love relationship, your hands are tied. You can't do anything more than be in that relationship and suffer because your partner may not give you that thing that you need. So Page of Cups is a beautiful card, also about, it's kind of indicating that this immature person that you have been with, or might have been with, might go through the same process here and actually opening up their feelings. So this might happen, like even if you're really separate in the relationship, you might work on the same thing simultaneously. So when the wave hits you, it hits them on the same time. So they might also have to face their fears, and this is how the divine makes us work towards our highest goal, through pain and through feelings and through hardship. And this is actually how we grow. It's kind of a boot camp here on earth. It's no picnic at all. So you have the star here, number 17. You have the Page of Cups, which is about healing your emotions and communicating with them. And this is 18 Moon. So it's not over till it's over. Kind of all those cards here are indicating this moon thing, that it's a lot of sadness going on, and it's a big final test for you. You will have to go through the moon. You will have to go through the pain. And you will come out like a superhero, of course, on the other side. It's the way of superheroes. You always need to, like in every legend, story, saga, movie, book that has been written, it's always like the hero needs to go through a lot of hardships. And it's the same things for you. And it's not necessary hardship on the outside. It's more on the inside. Like you might really sink into actually a deep depression. And it's not an easy thing, but it's what I said before. You need to take time to heal this. It's not like a paper cut, this, what you have in your system. It's like a big chunk has been taken out of you, and it's like a big, like original wound, a primordial swamp. You can see it in this picture. But it's usually like this, you fall into this all the time. It's like a swamp, it's like heavy energy. And here you have it in full disclosure here in the 18 Moon. And it's actually, you are guided here by the stars. 17, healing. So down in the nightmare, down in the netherworld, down in your subconscious. I say the netherworld because if you look at all the legends about legends like Greek mythologies and so on, they need to go down in like hell to face a lot of fears and danger, but they come out on the other side like better persons, and they are also often find a treasure down there. And it's like you have put a lot of your things down there, like you have tried to be like a good servant to other people and try to be a good person, so you have tried to alter yourself to fit in and to be loved, and this is not longer needed. When you have gone down to the in the moon here and done this work with your feelings, like feeling them, having this boring time, just feeling feelings, like all the feelings that you have been avoided during this lifetime, during other lifetimes, all the pain that you have tried to endure and skip, kind of, they will need to come and pass through you now. So you need, it's a big chunk of pain that you need to work through. And you are like a vacuum cleaner. You just take all this pain, and it just need to go through you. You just need to put attention to it, and it will heal, and it will become light itself again. It just wants to leave this, the message, like in these swords, all the letters here. It just wants to leave the information, and then it will dissolve and go. But because we have been so afraid of our emotions, we are more afraid of like being scared than we actually are about the things we are scared of. Then we have avoided this communication. So now we have to deal with it. And the good thing is that you haven't only put a lot of your fears down here. You have put a lot of the things that you thought were kind of unlovable with you, but might have been really your strength and will lead you also to your talents and your skills. So you'll find a lot of other soul parts thingies down here, but it's not an easy road. But it's more boring, and it's like hard to endure. When you have high pitched pain in your body, it's hard to endure. It's hard to not raise up from the bed and go and watch TV or take headache pills or take a glass of whiskey or call a friend or something to like, well, I don't want to feel this feeling anymore. I need to do something else. I'm going crazy here. So, okay, sometimes you can let yourself do this, but see when you're doing this. See when you are like going and eating something instead of enjoying your pain. And you don't have to do this all the time, of course. The moon is going to require a lot of time, but as I said, you can take a half an hour whenever you have the chance, and just and also if you have certain days when you feel like it's a lot of weight on you, you can take a day and have a boring day in bed maybe, and just feel the pain. You will be so much more happy and lighter when you have gone through this, and you will also learn, as this is indicated, the language of your feelings. So you will, in the future, you won't store the pain like this, like a lot of letters that you haven't read. You will actually read them. That's like this girl in the picture. Okay, you take the information from the fish. The fish is the spirits that's in the waters, the communication, the kind of message that they want to give to you, or you want to give to yourself, from your divine self to your personal self, 3D self. So you're actually going to learn this. So after you have gone through this, you won't have to do this again. I hope. So I hope you will be ready then to actually take the information as it comes, like this girl does, and not be stuck with it, and not pile it up like in this kind of way that's very sad and hard. And the good news is, usually when you do this work, you're not doing it just for yourself alone. You are like a vacuum cleaner. You are the center, like a black hole almost. Think about a dynamo, or the magnetic field on the earth, and think that you are like this pillar in the middle that things are going through. So you're like a vacuum cleaner for a circle around you. And that might be like your parents, your ancestors, even your past lives, your ancestors' past life as well. And, all the social inheritance that you have inherited, like sadness that's come from your great-grandmother when she was put through a hard trauma. You might have inherited this in yourselves. And now you're healing this. And you're also healing this for your parents, your siblings, your other relatives, your children especially, because they won't, if you heal this now within you, your children won't need to carry this social inheritance, because you have freedom from it. So actually we are doing something profound now, and freeing Earth from past karma. So it's not a thing to take lightly, and it might put things in perspective when you are lying there in your bed and suffocating from the pain of your emotions. That you can see, like, well, it's not something that's just from now, my bad relationship or this work that's taking all my energy. It's not like that. It's like you're swallowing like pain for eons. So it's not to take lightly, and it's a big work that you're doing, and it's going to lead to something beautiful in the end, and you are going to be a whole person walking out from here. So it's those things we don't learn in this, especially in the Western societies, like in the shamanistic religions or societies. We had a lot of things how to manage this and how to do this, and people had done this before us, but now we need to kind of go through it like in the dark, like no one knows I'm doing this. I'm kind of suffering a lot, and you still need to go to work maybe, and still need to function in a very highly functional society where we need to go to school like for 20 years before we can even be let loose in the streets. So it's not an easy quest upon your shoulder. It might have been easier for them living in kind of shamanistic cultures. These wolves here, they are kind of a picture for ancestors and loyalty. So it's a beautiful thing that you're doing, but it's not an easy thing. So I reckon that it's not going to be a walk in the park. But in the same time, you might heal this relationship also. If it's something that you want to have afterwards you have gone through this, it's not certain. But it seems here with the Four of Wands also indicated that this relationship will stick through this, and that both of you will maybe wake up to your true feelings with the Page of Cups. Okay, so this is the wisdom of the hidden realms, and I will see if we can get some additional advice. Oh, okay. You have the wise woman of Wonderland, so maybe it's indicated that this 4 that you have is rather good. It's kind of that you have gone into something which where you might not be so well off if you are compromising. You see this woman here, she has a lot of humor, but it's like you will get nowhere with her. If she doesn't want what you want, this will go nowhere. So this is kind of you having integrity and not compromise about things that's really important for you. So I think a lot of this is about this with you not like learning maybe to be more square and to be more firm. It's kind of not, maybe not a rupture between you and your partner or your friend or whatever. Maybe it's you putting up boundaries a little bit more, and maybe you are actually with the 2 of Swords also, maybe you need to maybe shut out your feelings a little bit, like not your feelings, but you know, if you love a person or you want to have a job or you want to like give your children everything in the world, but you can't because you need to draw a line in the sand. So this might be this kind of situation here, indicated with the wise woman of Wonderland. So this is Alice when she grows old. It's a beautiful picture. And then you have the Hawk Prince. It's a bit younger energy. It's a bit more like, you know, a discipline, like a person learning. And it's, of course, a person from a shamanistic religion. And they are trying to learn this, what the ancestors already know. He has 2 falcons here. So it's 2 birds of prey that can kind of see things from above towards him. And you see also that he's communicating to his heart with the divine, with his soul. So this is the card, like being awakened. You know, it's kind of a little bit of both of these, like being in your heart and being like seeing what you actually see, and not try to make like a beautiful fairy tale out of it. Try to be more like snap in the reality, like be brave and see the truth of your situation and act accordingly. When a Hawk Prince comes, I have learned that sometimes I will get messages, like people that I have been waiting for them to get in touch with me. They might do this. So, but it's also like spirit communication. So paying attention to signs and things that's happening like synchronistically. So you will know what to do and what the next step for you to go. So you won't get lost in this. So it's kind of you see this person is really listening, like paying a lot of attention. And I think a little bit that it can be this young person actually being more open to actually learn something and open their heart. So there might be some hope with this. Okay, and then we have the wisdom of the hidden realms. So we'll see what's going on with this past pain maybe that you need to heal. Oh. Yeah, okay, it's actually a walk in the park. Forgive me. So the arts. From the beginning, I thought I felt a little bit pressure with the arts. I thought it was like something that I was supposed to do. Like, yeah, okay, I need to learn to play the guitar. But it's not like that. It's more what I said about the moon, like finding your actual talents, finding what you're good at and what's come really easily for you, and actually finding the true you, like your true self, your inner child, like the person that you were supposed to be. You were equipped with certain talents and skills and personality traits and gifts and things. And you might not have really used them because you have tried to follow human laws instead of divine laws. And you might have put a lot of those things here in the moon or in the basement. But it's time to kind of open that up again. And forgiveness, of course. Forgiveness is a thing that's underestimated. You don't forgive a person because, because you're forgetting what they've done to you. It's not like that. It's like you're releasing the energy. You don't have to go and think about it, over and over, what they did to me, how they betrayed me, how I was badly treated, because this will only create the same thing in the future. Actually, it is like being really, you know exactly what they did to you, and you still think like, well, they did the best they could in this situation. They are not so aware. I am aware, so I see this. I forgive them. But of course, you won't let them fool you in the same way again, because now you're mindful. You're awake, okay? And not asleep. The moon is more like being asleep. The moon, you have the 17th star, the 18th moon, and the 19th sun. So the moon is light as well, but it's light that's coming to reflection of the sun in the moon. So it's a light with more shadows and more illusions. This is a more clear light. Like here can nothing, no fears hide. But you can see a lot of truths here that you might want to avoid, and therefore you put them in the moon because you don't want to see the truth that your husband doesn't love you after 20 years, or that your child is out of hand, or whatever, that your workplace isn't really fulfilling. So you are kind of blocking that out because you don't want the information. This is the other side around, like you are not blocking the information out, and therefore the people that you're forgiving, you don't need to let them fool you the same way again, or use you or abuse you in the same way again, because you will be mindful. So you will see, like in clarity of the day, what's happening, and you won't fall for it again. So it's kind of a more certainty to be like really awake. You're more sheltered than you are when you are kind of clenching up and are afraid and trying to figure out what will happen in the future. This is like being mindful and seeing things, like a ninja, like a person that has practiced like a monk for many years, and it's like you are going to evolve into this kind of skill now, being more awake, aware. Okay, so thank you, dear Sagittarius, for all of you watching, liking, and subscribing to my videos. I'm really happy about this, and it's really like I feel a lot of connection with you, and I'm really happy about the comments. It's making me very hopeful for humanity when I see every one of you trying to be their best version, and you're working so hard with your pains and your traumas and everything you have been through, and you're wanting to see the light on the other side, so you're not giving up. It's very encouraging for me to see. And so I hope to see you again in the middle of November. So take really good care till then. No, to that time. Sometimes I'm mixing English and Swedish word. I'm sorry. So take really good care, and yeah, it's a lot of stabilizing that need to be done, and also like to stabilize into you, but in the same time process all these feelings. So you have a lot of things to do until I see you next time. Okay, bye bye.